The clash between Nottingham Forest and Manchester United at the City Ground promises to be one of the standout fixtures of Premier League Match Week 10. Two sides, two very different stories. Forest are still searching for their identity under new boss Sean Dyche, while Manchester United arrive with momentum, slowly piecing themselves back together after months of turbulence. United have just picked up their third consecutive league win, something they hadn't managed since May 2024. Their 4-2 victory over Brighton was a statement of intent, a sign that the Red Devils are beginning to stir again under Rúben Amorim. Bryan Mbeumo shone brightest with a stunning brace, while Matheus Cunha and Casemiro both found the net. For Cunha, that goal was particularly special, his first in 16 matches, marking a promising new chapter in his United career. It was a match packed with drama. United stormed into a 3-0 lead after just an hour, seemingly cruising to victory, before Brighton mounted a late fight back. Former Red Danny Welbeck curled in a brilliant free kick to give the visitors hope, and Charalampos Kostula's close-range header sent a wave of anxiety through Old Trafford. Only when Mbeumo struck again in stoppage time to seal it at 4-2 did United fans finally exhale. That win carried huge significance for Amorim. Just 3 weeks earlier, a defeat away to Brentford had brought him perilously close to the sack. The Portuguese coach even admitted that, at one point, his team might have been the worst Manchester United side in history. And yet, from the depths of despair, he has sparked a revival. Under Amorim, United suddenly look reborn, younger, quicker, more connected. New signings like Mbeumo, Benjamin Šeško, and goalkeeper Senne Lammens have brought both depth and stability. Mbeumo's close control and spatial awareness have made him a key attacking outlet. Šeško offers raw power in aerial duels, while Cunha's energy and link-up play give United a dynamic bridge between midfield and attack. In midfield, the experience of Casemiro and Bruno Fernandes remains invaluable. Now, both past 30, they've been cleverly redeployed by Amorim to shoulder less defensive load and unleash their creativity. The result? A side that finally looks balanced and purposeful. Rúben Amorim himself called the Brighton game a more complete performance than the win over Liverpool, and it's hard to disagree. Yes, defensive lapses remain, but this Manchester United exudes something we haven't seen for a long time: confidence, control, and genuine belief. On the other side, Nottingham Forest find themselves in a period of real turbulence. Sean Dyche's Premier League debut as Forest manager ended in disappointment, a 2-0 defeat to Bournemouth, far from the start he would have hoped for. Forest did show improvement after the break, but goals from Marcus Tavernier and Eli Krupi in the opening 45 minutes had already decided the outcome. Bournemouth were in total control, 64% possession, 11 shots, and a composure that Forest simply couldn't match. The home side could only respond with a handful of long-range efforts that rarely troubled the goalkeeper. If there was one silver lining for Dyche, it was the team's response in the second half: a more organized defense, a bit more fluency in attack, and a fighting spirit that briefly hinted at promise. But overall, Forest still look a long way from the solid, balanced side they were last season. When it comes to head-to-head history, the numbers lean heavily toward Manchester United. Out of 114 meetings, United have won 54, drawn 24, and lost just 36. Yet in recent years, Nottingham Forest have shed the image of being an easy target. The 2024-25 season delivered two unforgettable clashes between the sides. In the first leg, Forest shocked everyone with a 3-2 victory at Old Trafford, their first win there in nearly 30 years. Costly mistakes from goalkeeper Andre Onana and the United defense saw the Red Devils collapse within minutes after halftime. Then, in the reverse fixture at the City Ground in April 2025, Forest struck again. Former United winger Anthony Elanga produced a moment of magic, a breathtaking 70-meter solo run, and finished to secure all 3 points. That goal wasn't just a dagger to his old club, it became a symbol of Forest's resilience and spirit. Heading into this latest showdown, Manchester United hold a clear advantage in both form and confidence. 3 straight wins have lifted them to 6th in the table, just 1 point shy of the top 4. Amorim's attack is clicking beautifully, while goalkeeper Sene Lammens has brought a calm authority between the posts, something Onana never quite managed. Still, the late defensive lapses against Brighton served as a reminder. United can't afford to switch off. For Forest, the pressure is mounting. Sean Dyche knows he desperately needs at least a point to ease growing tension at the City Ground, where fans are starting to lose patience after a string of poor results. He may be new to the job, but Dyche understands one truth about the Premier League. It gives no time for silence. The man who once built Burnley into one of the league's most disciplined, hard-to-beat sides will now need every ounce of that experience to help Forest withstand the storm coming their way this weekend. Ahead of their trip to the City Ground, Manchester United have received some welcome news from the medical room. While a few players are still being monitored closely, Rúben Amorim finally has something he hasn't enjoyed all season: a nearly full-strength squad. And that could be a crucial factor behind United's recent surge in form. The most talked-about name on the injury list has been Harry Maguire. The English defender picked up a minor knock during training before the Brighton match. Amorim confirmed it was nothing serious, but decided to leave Maguire out of the squad as a precaution. That caution seems to have paid off. Maguire is now fully fit and ready to return, likely partnering Matthijs de Ligt at the heart of the defense. His presence brings more than just experience. It adds solidity and aerial dominance, two qualities United will badly need against a Forest side that thrive on set pieces and high balls into the box. There's more good news from the back line. Lisandro Martinez has also returned to first-team training after a lengthy spell out with a foot injury. While he's not expected to feature just yet, his faster-than-expected recovery is a major boost for United heading into a grueling November schedule. Amorim, however, remains cautious. He's made it clear that he won't rush recently recovered players back into action, a reflection of his mature, measured approach after battling through an injury crisis earlier in the campaign. For the first time in months, the pieces are starting to fall into place for Manchester United. And as they head to Nottingham, Amorim knows he finally has the tools and the confidence to keep this revival going. On the other side, Nottingham Forest boss Sean Dyche also has his fair share of headaches. Apart from Ola Aina, who's sidelined until early 2026, the hosts have no major new injuries to worry about. But there are still a few concerns. Oleksandr Zinchenko is likely to miss out again, while new signing Dilaine Bakwa remains doubtful as he hasn't yet completed full training. Striker Chris Wood also faces a late fitness test and may not be ready to start. Forest are expected to line up in their familiar 4-2-3-1 with Mats Sells in goal. The back four should feature Savona, Murillo, Milenkovic, and Nico Williams. In midfield, Elliot Anderson will sit alongside Douglas Luiz, with Callum Hudson-Odoi, Morgan Gibbs-White, and Dan Ndoye supporting up front. Igor Jesus is expected to lead the line. Dyche will be hoping his compact defensive setup can slow United's rhythm while relying on his team's aerial strength to launch quick, direct counterattacks, a trademark of his tactical style. As for Manchester United, Rúben Amorim is unlikely to make many changes from the side that beat Brighton. If anything, he might tweak the backline slightly. Sene Lammens will almost certainly keep his place in goal. In front of him, Matthijs de Ligt and Harry Maguire will anchor the defense, with Luke Shaw once again playing that hybrid role as the left-sided centre-back. In midfield, Casemiro will anchor the play from deep, allowing Bruno Fernandes the freedom to orchestrate attacks as the creative heartbeat of the team. Out wide, Amad Diallo and Diogo Dalot are expected to provide the width as Amorim's modern, fluid wingbacks. Up front, the trio of Bryan Mbeumo, Matheus Cunha, and Benjamin Šeško have become United's go-to strike force, and for good reason. At this point, it's fair to say that Mbeumo and Cunha have been the two signings that changed everything for Manchester United this season. For years, the club's transfer policy has been heavily criticized: expensive deals, questionable results, and little return on investment. But last summer, Amorim and the United board seemed to finally get it right. The club spent nearly £130 million on the pair, And so far, the performances have silenced every doubt. Bryan Mbeumo already has 5 goals in 10 appearances across all competitions, while Matheus Cunha has rediscovered his scoring touch and, more importantly, his ability to connect midfield and attack. Both bring creativity, courage, and unpredictability, qualities Amorim demands from his forwards. They offer genuine goal threats, with a mix of sharp instincts and technical variety that's been missing from United's attack for years. And beyond the goals, they've reignited belief. Not long ago, talk of United pushing for a European spot sounded overly optimistic, even naive. But now, with this momentum, it feels not just possible, but inevitable. With confidence rising and a nearly full squad at his disposal, Amorim's United head to the City ground, not just chasing another win, but seeking to prove something deeper. That this winning streak isn't a lucky run. It's the beginning of a true revival under their Portuguese mastermind.